Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what ought to be a great matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. With that, let's head inside the Ford Field in Detroit. We're standing by are the two men who will bring you this one, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? Fielded about a yard deep. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
That's a very nice game there. Confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll bring up a second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now a draw play. This is Jones. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. 4th down now after a loss of 2. They're never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5.
Ready? 57, Mike.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup. Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. They'll look to throw here. Over the middle, complete. It's Kennedy. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
60 outlaws.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Dean Lowry. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop it. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. They're going to look to throw. And he's going to go down again. Preston Smith able to record his 5th sack of the season. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That is caught by the former Gator, Antonio Callaway. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field.
Go.
They're going to try and throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick, and he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Andy Isabella was the intended target. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll run it with Jones. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Za'Darius Smith. He brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation, allows him to get home.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Curtis Riley. Andy Isabella was the intended target. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. From midfield, here's Rodgers. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Rodgers to throw again. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. Give them 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a 3rd down. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. It's complete to Jones. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you get to the red zone and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the top. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. You're down 3, under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander.
All day, all day.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer first down. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. So we've reached half. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the 2nd half gets underway. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And that first half was nothing short of a disaster. 0 points on the scoreboard and a big 3 in the INT column.
So they've got to get him going, obviously, right? So you've got to get him in rhythm. And we always think of short passes. I think of jet sweeps where they just kind of...
He's got daylight. 20. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Dan Bailey now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Now they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Jones. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. They'll run on first down. Jones. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Now on 2nd and 13. Rodgers. Caught by Jones. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Again, it's Williams. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 3rd down. Make it now 3 tackles for a loss in this game, 1 for each quarter.
And for a guy who played defense in college, I can just tell you that he's feeling very satisfied right now by what he's doing. But he's elated because he knows what he's doing is helping his team win the game right now. Making some big-time plays, getting into the offense's backfield, and spilling everything.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Throwing now is Rodgers. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
I think the good offensive coordinators in the league now are looking at the fullback position and finding the right guys to hide in that and increase their passing game. As we just...
And they'll try the jet sweep here. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. On 2nd and 9, Rodgers nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They couldn't contain Deshaun Hand that time as he gets home for the sack. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Packers who have the football, but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4. On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. And able to find Graham, complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And once again, the Packers, they're back out in front.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. And Detroit getting set to go now. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. It's a gain of 14 and a 1st down for Detroit. He'll look to throw. Throwing deep for Galladay. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, they're always trying to get him the football.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Back to throw. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Kenny Clark gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now.
Mike's 47. Mike's 47.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Able to find Isabella. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Not often do 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. 1st down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On 1st down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards. Continues to be a struggle for this offense, and this home crowd, they're growing a little restless here in the 2nd half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 14. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year, as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So now Rodgers in the pack. Down 13-10, 90 seconds remaining. They need, at minimum, 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10. He's back to throw. That is caught. It's Tajay Sharp. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. Rodgers to throw. And nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives him one more chance here on 4th down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really, start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And Adams has it complete. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. Jones has it. And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter.
319.
To throw is Rodgers. It's caught here by Adams. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
That's complete to Sharp. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. Now Mason Crosby for the Packers field goal try. This to potentially send us to overtime. And the 13-year man puts it through, and they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds, and now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
the Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They'd like to avoid overtime here, so maybe they can work the sidelines, but then defensively, how do they adjust to that if they do work the sideline?
It's the old leverage game, and we usually talk about leverage at the line of scrimmage, right? Who's going to win with the low blocking and everything that goes along with that. But in this case, you're trying as a defender to leverage them towards the middle of the field, not let them get to the sidelines and try and tackle them inbounds in order to run the clock out.
Chess match here late. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
So out now come the Lions. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now a first throw here in overtime. He'll get this one to Galladay. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 30 yards. Well, in overtime, I think Coach is always wondering, where's that magic line for my kicker? They're already in field goal range after that big play.
I'm glad you brought that up, because that magic line can change throughout the game. It's constantly being updated by teams. It starts with pregame. Okay.
And this will be caught. Touchdown. They needed overtime to get it done, but put this one in the win column.
Touchdown.
Partner, a great game that we got to see, and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we got the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for Detroit, the win means they'll finish the first half at a respectable 5-3 record.